تظن أن يفعل بها فاقرة كلا إذا بلغت التراقي وقيل من راق وظن أنه الفراق والتفت الساق بالساق إلى ربك يومئذ المساق فلا صدق ولا صلى ولكن كذب وتولى ثم ذهب إلى أهله يتمطى أولى لك فأولى ثم أولى لك فأولى أيحسب الإنسان أن يترك سدى ألم يك نطفة من مني يمنى ثم كان علقة فخلق فسوى فجعل منه الزوجين الذكر والأنثى أليس ذلك بقادر على أن يحيي الموتى صدق الله العظيم.
Just an announcement, especially in the sisters section. Some of the sisters have raised an objection or a query or a request that when the program is going on, alhamdulillah, you are bringing your children, you are most welcome to do so, but just please control your children, make sure they remain with you, because when they start running around, it causes distraction and disturbances, and the other sisters that are trying to listen intently are unable to do so. So we humbly request the sisters to, inshallah, fulfill this small request of ours. Alhamdulillah, as I mentioned, we have Sheikh Mumtaz with us. Inshallah, the life, the times, the achievements, the difficulties of Hazrat Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu were enormous. We know how much of an impact this individual had. It was through the barakah of Hazrat Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. You know, we know the month of Ramadan for the month of fasting. We know the month of Ramadan for the month of Laylatul Qadr. But also, one of the unique aspects of the month of Ramadan is the Taraweeh prayer. And one of the beauties of the Taraweeh prayer, unfortunately, due to our own weaknesses, we don't recite the Quran. We don't complete the khatam of the Quran through the whole year. And it is true in the month of Ramadan that at least we are able to hear the whole of the recitation of the Quran through the Taraweeh prayer. It was none other than Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu that actually gathered the Sahaba together and made it incumbent upon them to all gather together and perform the Taraweeh prayer and recite the Quran in the Taraweeh prayer. It was through his effort, through his barakah, through the dua of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and mentioning that the guidance of the Ummah is based upon the Khulafai Rashidin. So we have much to be thankful and grateful for with all of the Khulafai Rashidin, and at this particular instant in regards to Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. So inshallah we will call forward Sheikh Mumtaz al-Haq. We ask everybody to listen intently, make the intention of learning, understanding, propagating inshallah, and give us at least some part of our life in order to follow the ways and traditions of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى خصوصا على سيد الرسل وخاتم الأنبياء وعلى آله الأتقياء وأصحابه الأصفياء أما بعد. My dear brothers, respected elders, beloved sisters, honorable ulama, we begin in the name of Allah, thank Him, praise Him, glorify Him, seek His forgiveness, and ask Him to send His infinite mercy upon His beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to guide us to the right path, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, just as he left behind for us the book of Allah and his sunnah, he included the sunnah of the Khulafa Rashideen with his sunnah. Alaykum bi sunnati wa sunnati al-Khulafa al-Rashideen al-Mahdiyeen. Rasulullah said, it's incumbent upon you to follow my sunnah and the sunnah of the rightly guided pious Khulafa. So the Ummah has been looking up to the Khulafa Rashideen to pass down the sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in a manner which they understood best. Hence, Sahaba Ikram ridwanullahi alayhim ajma'een, on many occasions, when they would say Rasulullah did this, they would say Rasulullah did this, and so did Abu Bakr and Umar. Although after Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam there were 4 Khulafa, whom we refer to as Khulafa Rashideen, Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman and Ali radiyallahu anhu. Some like to include as Hassan radiyallahu anhu as part of the Khulafa Rashideen as well, because Rasulullah said that Khilafat after me will be for 30 years. And that 30 years includes the 6 months during which Hassan was also in this position of being a Khalifa. But other ulama, they said, because that Khilafat-e-Rashida, which Allah spoke specifically about in the Quran as well, was something which was established, and the Khilafat of Hassan radiallahu anhu wasn't established, but he gave it up in favor of Amir Muawiyah. So the 4 Khulafa are generally considered Abu Bakr, Umar, Usman and Ali radiallahu anhu, but from amongst them, especially Abu Bakr and Umar. Abu Bakr and Umar, they enjoy such a status. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in one hadith has been reported to have said, خُلِقْتُ أَنَا وَأَبُو بَكْرَ وَعُمَرْ مِنْ تُرْبَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ وَفِيهَا نُطْفَةٍ. We all know we are made from clay. And Rasulullah said, me and Abu Bakr and Umar, we were made from the same clay. Although Abu Bakr and Umar are not prophets, but after the prophets, they are the best. خُلِقْتُ أَنَا وَأَبُو بَكْرَ وَعُمَرْ مِنْ تُرْبَةٍ وَاحِدَةٍ. Me and Abu Bakr and Umar have been created from the same clay, and we will be buried therein as well. So when Rasulullah passed away, he was buried where he was. Then as Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, when he passed away, he was buried next to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. It's mentioned in hadith. When a child is conceived in the womb of his mother, one of the things which happens is an angel is appointed and he brings a little bit of the dust from eventually where that person will die and be buried, and it's mixed in the womb. So that dirt or that soil from your grave is what pulls you eventually to where you will be buried. There's a poet said, Do cheez aadmi ra kashan bazor. There are 2 things which pull a person. One is yakiya budana, one is your food and drink, and that the second is the dust of your grave, which pulls you to where you eventually end up. So when Umar radiallahu anhu, eventually when he was martyred toward the end of the Hijjah, and then he passed away the first of Muharram. And then when his body was waiting to be buried, after he was stabbed by a Persian slave, Firoz Abu Lulu, and Umar radiallahu anhu realized that he will pass away in this. So he sent a message to Aisha radiallahu anha, because Rasulullah was buried in a hujra next to Abu Bakr as well. And so he expressed a desire for Hazrat Aisha to allow Hazrat Umar to be buried in her hujra next to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Abu Bakr. Hazrat Aisha sent a message, replied, I had been hopeful of myself being buried next to Rasulullah and my father, but Umar deserves preference over me. So she allowed him to be buried there. And then Hazrat Umar gave another wasiyat, that I'm still alive, and perhaps Aisha feels embarrassed to say no, but when I have passed away, take my body and ask permission again. And if you are given permission, then bury me next to my friends, otherwise bury me next to in the ordinary graveyard in Baqi with other Muslims. So when Umar passed away and then his body was brought to be buried, permission was sought again and granted, and while he was waiting to be buried, from behind and say, Umar, when Rasulullah passed away and was buried here, then Abu Bakr passed away and was buried here, I always knew you will be buried next to Rasulullah and Abu Bakr. Because so many times I had heard Rasulullah say, Kuntu ana wa Abu Bakr wa Umar, fa'altu ana wa Abu Bakr wa Umar, dhahabtu ana wa Abu Bakr wa Umar. Many times I heard Rasulullah say, I was with Abu Bakr and Umar, I went with Abu Bakr and Umar, I did this with Abu Bakr and Umar. So much so that when Rasulullah came here and Abu Bakr came here, I just knew you will be buried here. And Abdullah ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu, he says, I turned around to look who it was, and it was Ali radiallahu anhu. This is the respect they had. They knew that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Abu Bakr and Umar was so close. Umar radiallahu anhu especially, because many of the promises which Allah made with Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, they came true during the Khilafat of Hazrat Umar. In the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Islam was completed. Its revelation came down and Rasulullah preached it. By practice, it was perfected and the Arabs flocked into Islam. إِذَا جَاءَ نَصْرُ اللَّهِ وَالْفَتْحُ وَرَأَيْتَ النَّاسَ يَدْخُلُونَ فِي دِينِ اللَّهِ أَفْوَاجًا. People had flocked into Islam in the large numbers, and all the Arabs accepted Islam. But for Islam to become a global power and an internationally acknowledged and accepted power, that came about in the time of Hazrat Umar, when the superpowers of the times, the Romans and the Persians, were defeated, and the fact that Allah had stated, هُوَ الَّذِي أَرْسَلَ رَسُولَهُ بِالْهُدَى وَدِينِ الْحَقِّ لِيُظْهِرَهُ عَلَى الدِّينِ كُلِّهِ. Allah is the one who has sent His messenger with hidayah, with guidance and the true deen, to make it prevail over all other religions. In the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Islam became dominant in Arabian Peninsula. The shirk of the pagans, of the Arabs, that was overpowered, and all the Arabs accepted Islam in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Arabs in Arabia, there were other Arabs on the borders of Sham and Iraq who had not accepted Islam in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And most of those came into the fold of Islam, and Islam overpowered these other religions in the time of Hazrat Umar. When Quran used to be revealed upon Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, ulama explained that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam would hasten to repeat the words of the revelation with wahi, so that it would be committed to his memory. MashaAllah, the young man, Allah bless him, who recited Quran. If you ever see him how he's learning, when he's learning, he repeats. By repetition, it gets committed to your memory. If ever you want to memorize anything, then you do so by repetition. And repetition loudly. And so then it gets committed to your memory. When the revelation used to come, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam used to hasten to repeat with Jibreel, so that it would be committed to his memory. Allah said, لَا تَعْجَلْ بِالْقُرْآنِ مِنْ قَبْلِ أَنْ يُقْضَى إِلَيْكَ وَحْيُهُ. Don't hasten to repeat with the revelation before it's completed. No, لَا تُحَرِّكْ بِهِ لِسَانَكَ لِتَعْجَلَ بِهِ. Don't move your tongue with it to hasten. إِنَّ عَلَيْنَا جَمْعَهُ وَقُرْآنًا. This is not your responsibility. This is my responsibility, our responsibility, to have it gathered and have it recited. So the responsibility of ensuring that Quran is gathered and compiled and put together was Allah's. Allah took responsibility. He said, Allah says in another verse, إِنَّا نَحْنُ نَزَّلْنَا الذِّكْرَ. We have revealed this dhikr and we are its protectors. And in the time of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, revelation, Quran, wahi used to be recorded, scribed upon different pieces, on leather, upon bone, and upon leaves and cloth and so on, but it wasn't given the form of a collective Quran. In the time of Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, in the battle of Yamama against Musaylim al-Kadhab, when hundreds of kuffar of Quran were martyred, translation or the compilation of Quran. If it carries on like this, we will lose Quran. Allah's wish, but Allah put in the heart of Umar. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, verily, this hadith is reported in Sahih Bukhari, لَقَدْ كَانَ فِيمَا قَبْلَكُمْ مِنَ الْأُمَمِ مُحَدَّثُونَ. Verily, in the nations before you, there were people Allah used to inspire, talk to, بِغَيْرِ أَنْ يَكُونُوا أَنْبِيَاء. They were not prophets, but Allah liked talking to them. And the way Allah used to talk to them wasn't through revelation and wahi as such. Allah used to inspire them, put in their hearts what Allah wanted. And if أَيَّكُنْ أَحَدٌ فِي أُمَّتِي فَإِنَّهُ عُمَرٌ. If there is any such man in my ummah, then it is Umar. Many times so happened, Umar radiallahu anhu would say something, or Allah would make Umar say it. And then when Umar would say it, Imam Jalaluddin Suyuti rahmahullah, he was a grand Shafi scholar. He's written in Tarikh al-Khulafa that there are more than 20 places Umar said something and Allah made it Quran. Umar radiallahu anhu said something, Allah liked Umar's advice. When the Battle of Badr took place and many people were taken as prisoners, then Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam consulted the companions, what should we do? Different people gave different opinions. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu gave a kinder, softer opinion. Hazrat Umar said, Ya Rasulullah, the prisoners who've been taken, if they have any Muslim relatives, they should be handed over to them to be killed, so that they prove they love Allah and His Rasul more than what they love their relatives. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam being kind, harisun alaykum bil mu'minina ra'ufur rahim, shafiq, kind, merciful, rahmatul lil alameen. Rasulullah preferred to accept the softer and kinder opinion of Hazrat Abu Bakr. And then when Rasulullah accepted his opinion, Jibreel came down, Ya Rasulullah, you've accepted Abu Bakr's opinion, but Allah preferred Umar's opinion. Allah liked what Umar said. Many other occasions, Umar radiallahu anhu would say something, Jibreel would come down exactly with the words that Umar radiallahu anhu had stated. Rasulullah said, Wallahu ja'ala al-haqqa ala lisani Umar wa qalbi. Allah has put haqq on the tongue and heart of Umar. When Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam started teaching, many people accepted Islam. Abu Bakr, Rasulullah said, whoever I presented Islam to hesitated, except Abu Bakr. He accepted Islam, the only one to accept Islam without hesitation from the men. Hazrat Khadija similarly, Hazrat Khadija also knew, just as Abu Bakr, they just knew that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was to be a Nabi of Allah. So they were waiting for Rasulullah to say, I am Rasulullah, and they would say, yes, Ya Rasulullah, we believe you are Rasulullah. Hazrat Khadija, Hazrat Abu Bakr, they just instantaneous. But most people rejected. And as Islam spread, there came a time when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam felt he wanted someone that people could look up to. Someone who could be the defender of a flag bearer of Islam. So Rasulullah said, Ya Allah, Allahumma a'izz al-Islam bi-Amr bin Hisham wa Umar bin Khattab. Ya Allah, I thank you for everyone. I thank you for Abu Bakr, for Usman, for Ali, for Talha, for Zubayr, Abdul Rahman ibn Awf, Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas. These were all giants of Islam. Ashra Mubashara. But Ya Allah, I want someone extra special. Someone who can really bring honor to Islam. And then Allah accepted Rasulullah's dua in favor of Umar ibn Khattab radiallahu anhu. And when Umar, long story, you probably heard how he embraced Islam. He's going, Abu Jahl and company were having a meeting. Because as Islam started spreading from to every family, one or two accepted Islam, father. And it turned family against family, brother against brother, father against son. If the son is Muslim, father is not a Muslim, there's a problem. One brother is a Muslim, another one not Muslim, problem. A friend is a Muslim, his other friend is not Muslim, problem. Problem in every house in Mecca. Because someone has accepted Islam, majority haven't, so there's problems. So they have a meeting. We need to do something about this. We need to sort him out. In other words, we need to assassinate Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Umar ibn Khattab passed by and he heard them say, you guys are good for talking only. You haven't got the bottom, like they say. I'll do the job. I'm going to do this. Finish him off now the villa. So Umar took his sword and he's going to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. But Rasulullah had already made his dua. And his dua had been accepted by Allah. So he had a plan and Allah had another plan. And Allah is the best of the planners. So he was going with his sword waving. He met another sahabi on the Umar, where are you off to in this rage? I'm just going to end the matter. Bas kaam ab khatam kar dena. I'm just going to end the matter. Meaning I'm going to kill Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, how can you do that? Islam's entered into your own house. What? My house, Islam? So of course, your brother, your sister, your brother-in-law, what? In rage, Umar went there. Knocked on the door and his sister became scared and she just locked the door and Umar banged it down and when the door fell down, he just jumped on his sister, beating her, punching her, kicking her. And then she said, Umar, you can do what you like. Yes, we have accepted Islam. We have become Muslim. You can take our life, but you can't take our iman. She was sister of Umar after Ulam. And Umar felt ashamed, having beaten up a woman. So he just looked around and he saw some manuscript of Umar. He said, what's this? And his sister said, well, you can't touch that, you are unclean. In the Quran it says, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu innamal mushrikuna najis. The filth of shirk. A man who's in that state can't touch Quran. And so he said, okay, I want to read this. So he goes, you must have a bath first. You must clean yourself. And so as Umar had a bath and he was clean, he was ready to read, he picked it up. He started reading Surah Taha. And he started reading. Umar could read. He was one of the few who could read even before Islam. And when he reached the verse, Innani an Allah. Allah saying to Musa alayhi salam, Musa, I am Allah. La ilaha illa ana fa'budni. None worthy of worship but me. So worship me. When Umar read this, Umar was gone. He was totally changed. That kufr from within him, that hatred had vanished. And the nur of Islam had entered his heart. So Allah gave Umar hidayat directly. His plan was something else. But Allah put the nur of Islam. Allah put His own love. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam said, verily in the nations before you there were people Allah spoke to. They were not prophets, but Allah liked talking to them. And if there is such a man in my ummah, it is Umar. Allah gave him hidayat directly. Allah put in it as though Allah was talking to him. Umar, you're against me. I am Allah. Worship me. Umar was a changed man. He came to Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Hazrat Hamza had accepted Islam just a few days earlier. Hazrat Hamza was renowned as well. He was Rasulullah's uncle, but Hazrat Hamza and Rasulullah had drank initially from the same woman, Suwaiba. She was the maid servant of Abu Bakr. Because Hazrat Hamza and Rasulullah were born together, almost at the same time, with the separation of a few days. Because Rasulullah's father Abdullah and Rasulullah's grandfather Abdul Muttalib, father and son, got married in the same city. Abdullah married Amina, Abdul Muttalib married her cousin. And so they got married together. Abdullah in the meantime, Rasulullah's father passed away. But when Rasulullah was born, as Hamza radiallahu anhu was also born around the same time. But he was a renowned warrior and a fighter as well. So Hamza was sitting with Rasulullah and somebody said, Umar is coming. As Hamza said, no worries. If Umar comes with good intention, well and good, otherwise I'm here. So as Umar came to accept Islam, and when he accepted Islam at the hands of Rasulullah, Jibreel followed. Ya Rasulullah, are you happy at the Islam of Umar, that Umar has accepted Islam? Rasulullah said, yes. Jibreel said, Ya Rasulullah, all the angels are happy at the Islam of Umar as well. Ya Rasulullah, आप तो खुश हैं ही, आज सब फरिश्ते भी खुश हैं, आपको मुबारकबाद दे रहे हैं कि उमर मुसलमान हो गया. That Umar has accepted Islam. There were people, Allah mentioned about Rasulullah in the previous scriptures. Allah mentioned about the companions of Rasulullah in the previous scriptures. The people of the book used to recognize Abu Bakr especially and Umar. When Muslims, after Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, captured Iraq, and then they captured parts of Sham, then they laid a siege around Damascus. Their priests, they said, no, we don't have to fight. Just bring your Amir and we'll hand him over the keys. Hazrat Umar consulted the companions what they should do. And people like Hazrat Usman said, no, these Christians and Jews have already been humiliated. So now they're putting up a request. It's better if you refuse their request. They said humiliate them more and force them to surrender. Even more easy. But Ali radiallahu anhu suggested that no, you should go. And if it means you go there and they surrender and there's no fighting, it's better. And it will put your roar, your awe, when they will see you, they will be impressed by you. And they will perhaps become Muslim as well. So Umar radiallahu anhu accepted the advice of Hazrat Ali. And he left Hazrat Ali in charge in his absence in Medina. People say Umar oppressed Hazrat Ali and they were enemies of one another. Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Ali got along like this. So much so, Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu accepted Hazrat Umar initially as the first Abu Bakr, and then he gave his hand, because when the rulers were sworn in, then the prominent people used to come and give allegiance, that we accept you, giving their hand in the hand. Not everybody, it's impossible to get everybody to come and give allegiance. But the people who represent the people, the main people in every community especially, they would give allegiance to the Khalifa, to the leaders, to prove their allegiance. So Hazrat Ali radiallahu anhu was among those who gave Hazrat Abu Bakr allegiance in his hand, by keeping his hand in his hand. Hazrat Ali then gave his hand in the hand of Umar. And when he came to Hazrat Umar, not only did he give his own hand in the hand of Umar, he gave the hand of his daughter in the hand of Umar as well. Meaning, one of Hazrat Ali's daughters, Hazrat Fatima's daughter. Hazrat Ali and Fatima had 4 children. Everybody knows Hassan and Hussein. They were 2 boys. Allah blessed Hazrat Ali and Fatima radiallahu anhuma with two daughters as well, Zainab and Kulthum. One was Kulthum binti Rasulillah, daughter of Rasulullah. There was another Kulthum, daughter of Hazrat Ali and Fatima. There was another Kulthum, daughter of Abu Bakr as well. So Kulthum binti Ali wa Fatima, Hazrat Umar came to Hazrat Ali, I already have a good bond, a relationship with Rasulullah, because my daughter, Umar's daughter Hafsa, was one of Rasulullah's wives. So Ali, I already have a relationship with Rasulullah, but I want to build on that relationship. I want to strengthen that, because I heard Rasulullah say, all relationships will become of no use except my relationship. So I want to be more close to Rasulullah. So Ali, I know you have a daughter, Kulthum, and please have mercy on me and give me the honor of her hand in marriage. Hazrat Ali said, well, I wanted to give her to my nephew, Abdullah bin Jafar. Hazrat Ali had a brother, Jafar, who was born in the Battle of Muta, and he had a son. He had a number of sons, but Abdullah bin Jafar, he was very famous, very pious, very zahid and abid, a very pious man. So Hazrat Ali, he liked him very much, and he wanted to give his daughter to his nephew, Abdullah bin Jafar. So he said, I wanted to marry her. And Umar kept insisting, Ali, I know, but please, I feel that I am the most worthy of this honor, that I should have, I want to strengthen my relationship with the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So please, give the granddaughter of Rasulullah to me in marriage. So he mentioned, Ali agreed. So Umar came out all smiles. Oh, people, congratulate me. Logo mujhe mubarakbad do. People said, what happened? Ali has just agreed to give me his daughter in marriage so that I strengthen my relationship with the Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And so Hazrat Ali and Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu were very close. Hazrat Ali had the utmost respect for Hazrat Umar. When after Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu passed away, one of the things Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu left was advice for Hazrat Umar, that you should give priority to the Persians. What used to happen was that the Arabs who had not accepted Islam as yet, who were living on the borders of Persia and Iraq, the Iranians would sponsor them and help them, the Persians, and turn them against the Muslims. Hazrat Abu Bakr realized that danger. So his advice was that Hazrat Umar should prioritize the matter of the Persians. In other words, deal with them. And so Hazrat Umar sent an army, 40,000 strong, to deal with the Persians. And then the issue arose, who should lead that campaign? The ordinary public wanted Hazrat Umar to lead the campaign personally. The senior Sahaba wanted Hazrat Umar to remain in Medina and direct operations from Medina. And so Hazrat Umar asked different people for their advices. He asked Hazrat Ali, Ali, what do you think? So Hazrat Ali's advice has been mentioned in a book called Nahjul Balagha. Nahjul Balagha is considered to be the most authentic books of Shia. It contains some sermons, some letters which are assigned to Hazrat Ali. Our scholars don't accept a lot of the stuff in Nahjul Balagha, it's fabricated. But whatever, in Nahjul Balagha, the advice of Hazrat Ali is given. And that Hazrat Ali said, Amirul Mu'mineen, I think you should personally stay in Medina. Reason being, if you were to lead the campaign yourself, and then when you go into the battlefield, every enemy will want to target you. You'll be the main target. Everybody will want to come and kill you because you're the Amir. And if you are killed in the battlefield, there will be no safety and refuge for all the Muslims to the ends of the world. If, as the Shias claim, Khilafat was Hazrat Ali's right, and then he would know that Umar, it would be a nice opportunity to get him out of the way and become Khalifa himself. But Hazrat Ali knew, Umar, he commands such a special status, so much of Allah's rahmat and barakah. Umar is with this ummah. Well, later on, another prominent Sahabi by the name of Khalid ibn Walid. You heard of Khalid ibn Walid? Rasulullah gave him a special title. Sayyidun min suyufillah. That happened at a very special time. And that time was Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam after Hudaybiyah, 6th year after Hijrah. He sent out, because he made a treaty with the Makkans. Until the 6th year, Muslims were in constant fear of attack from the Makkans. That they were plotting to attack Medina all the time. So they could expect an attack any time. So Rasulullah didn't turn his attention to anyone else. Rasulullah prioritized them. But when Rasulullah made a deal with the Makkans, it was a 10-year peace. That the Makkans won't attack the Muslims, Muslims won't attack the Makkans. And when Rasulullah was at peace from the Makkans, he had an opportunity to send out invitation to other clans and other nations. And one of the invitations which Rasulullah sent out was to a clan who were known as Banu Hassan. They were living on the borders of Sham and Arabia. And they killed the Sahabi out of anger. How dare anyone call us to another religion? So they killed the envoy of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Rasulullah felt very angry. Because even by the standards of international law at the time, it was considered wrong to mistreat envoys, safirs. So Rasulullah sent an army to deal with these people. And he appointed 3 Sahaba as Amir. First was Zayd bin Harisa. Rasulullah said, if Zayd is killed, Jafar should take over. If Jafar is killed, Abdullah bin Rawaha should take over. And if he is killed as well, then the Muslims can decide amongst themselves. So Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam was sitting. When they reached Muta, They met up with the Romans. He was a Roman governor. It was a Roman province. And when the battle was about to start on the battlefield, Rasulullah was sitting in the Masjid Sharif. And he said to Sahaba, gather around, let me tell you what's happening out in the battlefield. So the battle started. And as Zayd bin Harisa was killed, Rasulullah said, Zayd, he took the flag of Islam, started fighting, progressed, and he was killed. He's entered into paradise as a shaheed. Then as a Jafar took the flag to show that he's now in command. And then his left arm was cut off. He held the flag in the other arm, and that was cut off, and he had the flag with his shoulders, and then he was stabbed from the back, and then he passed away achieving shahadat. Rasulullah said he's been entered into paradise, and Allah has replaced his arms with wings. So he became known as Jafar Tayyar. Then Abdullah bin Rawaha took over. Then he was also martyred. Then when he was martyred, Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu had accepted Islam recently. This was his first campaign. Before that, he had been on the other side. And he accepted Islam after Hudaybiyah, and this was the first main battle after Hudaybiyah. So he joined them. When he joined them, it was his first campaign, so he wasn't commander. But Rasulullah was aware of his ability, and everybody knew Khalid. So when the three Rasulullah had appointed, they were martyred. Rasulullah sitting in Medina, and they are fighting in Muta in Sham. Rasulullah said, now the flag of Islam has been taken by a sword from the swords of Allah. So it was at that time when Rasulullah gave Khalid radiallahu anhu the title sword of Allah. And because of being the sword of Allah, you know what it meant? You know what it meant? If Khalid is the sword of Allah, then nobody can kill him. Because if anybody kills him, he can say, I've broken the sword of Allah. And no one can break the sword of Allah. So Khalid radiallahu anhu, he would jump in the thickest of the battles. And there were many battles afterwards, in which Khalid radiallahu anhu would jump in the thickest of the battles. Had it been anybody else, he would have had no chance of surviving. But Khalid would come out perfect, nothing wrong. Because Rasulullah gave him the title sword from the swords of Allah. There was another battle there. From what the little history that I have read, there were two occasions when the whole Christian world united to fight the Muslims. One was in the time of Salah bin Ayyub. The whole Europeans, they united, and Allah raised the son of Islam to face them and defeat them. Battle of Hittin in the year 1187. Salah bin Ayyub took on the whole united forces of Europe, defeated them. Another time was in the time of Umar at the Battle of Yarmouk, when the Romans, when they were fighting the Muslims, they felt it was going to be very severe. So the Roman emperor, he called for reinforcements from all over the Roman Empire and gathered an army of 200,000 in the time of Hazrat Umar. He was Khalifa then. And Hazrat Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu was commander-in-chief of the Islamic forces, and then he defeated them. 200,000 Romans, the Muslims were only 35,000. But by the end of the battle, Romans had lost anything between 70 to 100,000 men, and Muslims had lost 3,000. And Umar radiallahu anhu at that time was in Medina. When he knew the battle was so severe, he couldn't, many days, he didn't sleep at night, just praying for the people in Yarmouk. Allah Akbar. So when in the beginning, Hazrat Khalid radiallahu anhu, he was so prominent, and Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu after a while felt that Khalid should no longer be the commander, and he should be made to step down. And then he gave command to Abu Bakr ibn Jarrah. And then Khalid radiallahu anhu, he had no option but to oblige. So he said to the people, when the Muslims were fighting, Umar made me commander. When I conquered the lands of Sham and Iraq, Umar took a command away from me. Somebody was listening and said, Khalid, you shouldn't talk like that. This is going to cause fitna. Hazrat Khalid radiallahu anhu said, chief. He's just been demoted. He feels he's been wrong. But look at the respect and the fear Khalid has. Some of you might know of a man called Mahatma Gandhi. He was leader of the Indian great leader, and he was addressing some gathering of Muslims. And historians, when they talk about great people in history, many are given, big titles. There was a Greek, a pagan, he's known as Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great, he traveled and conquered many parts of the world. But when he reached the borders of India, he wanted to go further and conquer more. But his army had been away from home for very long. The soldiers and the commanders, they didn't want to go anymore. So they refused his orders. Alexander had no choice but to return. He was with the army, but his commanders refused to obey his orders. Umar is in Medina, hundreds of kilometers away. His undefeated general, Khalid ibn Walid radiallahu anhu, is one of the few undefeated generals in the history of the whole humanity. One of those who never suffered a defeat any stage. There is such a powerful position. Umar is not with him. Umar is in Medina, but he sends orders for Khalid to step down. And Mahatma Gandhi would say, Alexander, he was with them, but his commanders refused. Umar is in Medina, and Khalid dare not utter a word but step down. Look at the greatness of Umar. So much role he had. When the Muslims conquered Egypt, at the time, every nation had their rituals and customs. The river Nile flows through Egypt. It's one of the Rasulullah said there are some rivers of paradise. Just as Rasulullah said there are some mountains in this world from the mountains of paradise. Jabal Nur, Tur Sina, Uhud, mountains of paradise. River Euphrates and River Nile are among the rivers of paradise, Rasulullah said. So the Egyptians, their agriculture survival depended on the Nile. Every year it would become dry. Until they would sacrifice a young beautiful woman into the Nile, and then the Nile would flow. Resume flowing. When the Muslims conquered Egypt in the time of Umar again. And then subhanAllah, as Umar ibn As, he saw this is what the people do. He stopped and he said, no, we will not allow the life of an innocent girl to be taken away. And he stopped this ritual. But subhanAllah, the Egyptians, that was their custom. They thought no sacrifice, no water in the river. So many days passed by, crops are drying. As Umar ibn As wrote a letter to Amir al-Mu'mineen, this is what people do and this is what I've ordered, now I'm stuck. Please advise. As Umar praised him, good thing you did. You stopped this practice of Jahiliyyah. He wrote one letter to Umar ibn As, one letter to the river. He said, this other letter, put it in the river. And in the letter he put down, this is from Umar, servant of Allah. If you flow because of your free will, we have no need if you don't flow. But if you flow because Allah makes you flow, I, servant of Allah, command you to flow. So when the letter was poured into the river started bubbling and flowing. It hasn't stopped since. Umar was in Medina. They started shaking. Earthquake. Hazrat Umar is in the masjid. He stamped the masjid. Stamped the floor. Calm down. Doesn't Umar do justice? Calm down. In the time of Hazrat Umar there was a drought. No rain for days. Animals are dying. Hazrat Umar took people to pray Salatul Istisqa, to pray for rain. Imam Bukhari has mentioned this in his Sahih. Umar, Ya Allah, Allahumma inna kunna natawassalu ilayka bi nabiyyika wa inna natawassalu ilayka bi ammi nabiyyik. Ya Allah, before we used to give you the wasila of Rasulullah, you used to give us rain. Now we give you the wasila of the uncle of Rasulullah. Ya Allah, give us rain. Started raining. Other people who were at a distance, when they saw that there wasn't a cloud in the sky, and before they dispersed, started raining. Other people came and reported, they heard from the clouds voices, Umar has summoned us. Umar is calling us, so we have to respond. Such a man. A man who ruled over not just people, who ruled over the hearts of people, who ruled over the land, the waters, the clouds, the air. Allah put in their service. Such a man at whose hands the promise is made by Allah. Allah will make Muslims dominant over many nations. Allah made it come true during the era of Hazrat Umar. Baytul Maqdis. And there's a verse in Quran, Surah An-Nur, وَعْدَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مِنكُمْ وَعَمِلُوا الصَّالِحَاتِ لَيَسْتَخْلِفَنَّهُمْ فِي الْأَرْضِ كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ. Allah promises to those amongst you who believe and do good deeds, Allah will certainly, surely grant them khilafat of earthly matters. Like He granted to those before you. Like He granted to those before you. Mufassirin, Sunni, Shia books have written, implies Sulaiman and Dawood alayhi salam. Because Sulaiman and Dawood alayhi salam, Allah says about Dawood alayhi salam, Ya Dawood, inna ja'alnaka khalifatan fil ard. Dawood, we have made you khalifa upon the earth. And when he passed away, his khilafat was inherited by his son Sulaiman alayhi salam. وَوَرِثَ سُلَيْمَانُ دَاوُودَ. And Dawood and Sulaiman alayhi salam ruled over Palestine. So when Allah says, Allah promises to those amongst you who believe and do good deeds that Allah will grant them khilafat of earthly matters like those before you, ulama say it implies that Allah will give the Muslims Palestine. That Palestine will come in the control of the Muslims. Because the khilafat there, fil ardi, implies Palestine, كَمَا اسْتَخْلَفَ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِهِمْ, like those before you. And that implies Sulaiman and Dawood alayhi salam, and they ruled over Palestine. So it meant the Muslims will be given Palestine. And it was in the time of Umar radiallahu anhu that when initially the siege of Jerusalem was laid, they said, no, there's no need to fight, just bring your Amir, we'll hand him over the keys of the town. People said, Amir al-Mu'mineen, please, you must go. As Ali said, yes, Amir al-Mu'mineen, you must go. So as Umar came, Allahu Akbar, and what a sight it was. People thought that the Romans, because at the time Jerusalem and Damascus only were under Roman rule, so they saw Umar must be an awesome guy, some like the pomp and the glamour. Umar, Allahu Akbar. When Umar was coming, he was traveling with his servant Aslam radiallahu anhu as well, and there was no bodyguards, no other protocol. And the Umar had agreed with him, we'll take it in turns to ride the camel. They didn't even bring 2 camels. They could have from Medina, they had. But no, he said one is enough, one will walk, the other will ride on the camel, we'll take it in turns. So they came, riding in turn. So when they reached Jerusalem, his Aslams, the servants turned to bound the camel, and Umar's turned to walk. So as Aslam, when they were entering Amir al-Mu'mineen, please, this is shameful for me. You are Amir, and I am the servant. You should be riding, I should be walking. And the Umar said, be quiet. We agree, you agree. It's your turn, so you ride. And when they were entering the town, people thought the one on the camel is Amir al-Mu'mineen. The Muslims said, no, that's not Amir al-Mu'mineen. Amir al-Mu'mineen is the one who's walking. They'd been traveling through the desert for days. His clothes were dusty, dirty. Abu Bakr ibn Jarrah, he was the commander. A very highly respected amongst the Sahaba. Abu Bakr ibn Jarrah, Rasulullah said, Aminu hadhihi Abu Bakr. The most trustworthy man in my ummah, Abu Bakr. When eventually Umar was martyred and he realized he was going to die, he wished if Abu Ubaidah had been alive, he would have made him his successor, but he had passed away. So Abu Bakr suggested, Amir, please, you are Amir, you're going to be meeting the leaders and the chiefs of these people, so put on clean clothes at least. Hazrat Umar said, if you hadn't been who you are, then I would have taught you a lesson. You see, our honor doesn't lie in clothes. نَحْنُ قَوْمٌ عَزَّنَ اللَّهُ بِالْإِسْلَامِ. We were people, Allah honored us with Islam. مَهْمَا ابْتَغَيْنَا الْعِزَّةَ فِي غَيْرِ الْإِسْلَامِ يَذَلَّنَا اللَّهُ. If we look for honor in anything other than Islam, Allah will humiliate us. When people thought, this is Umar, whoa, what politics and Islam don't go together. Man, don't talk about politics and Islam in masjid. Have you heard people say that? Do people say that? Do they say that here? Don't, brother, please, no politics in Islam. No politics in masjid. A person who says no politics in the masjid, no politics in Islam, he doesn't know Islam. Islam is not like Christianity. There's separation between state and church. Politics is not for politicians. Politics has initially been, Rasulullah said, Sahih Hadith and Sahih Muslim, Bani Israel كانت تسوسهم الأنبياء. The politics of Bani Israel was run by prophets. So if prophets have done something, can you keep it away from masjid? Should you keep it away from masjid? Sunnah of all the prophets. كانت تسوسهم الأنبياء. Allah's mentioned another story in Quran about Bani Israel. That Bani Israel, in the second juz, Alam tara ila al-mala'i min Bani Israel min ba'di Musa. Did you not hear about Bani Israel after Musa? إذ قالوا لنبي الله مبعث لنا ملكا نقاتل في سبيل الله. They came to the Prophet and they said, if only we had a king, we'll gather behind him to fight. قال هل عسيتم إن كتب عليكم القتال ألا تقاتلوا. And the Prophet said, let it not be Allah give you a king and then you told to fight and you don't fight. Because Bani Israel, you tell them something, they promise one thing and they do another. So they said, وَمَا لَنَا أَلَّا نُقَاتِلَ فِي سَبِيلِ اللَّهِ. Why should we not fight? وَقَدْ أُخْرِجْنَا مِنْ دِيَارِنَا وَأَبْنَائِنَا. We've been exiled, separated from our families and our land. Why should we not fight? So the Prophet said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ قَدْ بَعْثَ لَكُمْ طَالُوتَ مَلِكًا. Allah's given you Talut to be your king. Now Talut wasn't from the rich man. He was from an ordinary background. But he was knowledgeable and he was a strong man. So the Bani Israel said, أَنَّا يَكُونُ لَهُ الْمُلْكُ عَلَيْنَا وَنَحْنُ أَحَقُّ بِالْمُلْكِ مِنْهُ وَلَمْ يُؤْتَ سَعَةً مِنَ الْمَالِ. How can he be our king when we are more worthy? He doesn't have such a poor man. So the Prophet said, إِنَّ اللَّهَ اسْتَفَاهُ عَلَيْكُمْ. Allah has chosen him over you. وَزَادَهُ بَسْطَةً فِي الْعِلْمِ وَالْجِسْمِ. Allah has increased him more in knowledge and physique. He's a strong man and he's a man of knowledge. So who deserves to be a leader? Number one, وَزَادَهُ بَسْطَةً فِي الْعِلْمِ. The one who has knowledge. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, was he imam of just Musalla or was he commander-in-chief and a statesman as well? Rasulullah wasn't just imam of Musalla. Rasulullah was imam of Musalla. He was head of state. He was commander-in-chief of the army. The whole Ummah nation looked up to Rasulullah for guidance in every aspect of life. Rasulullah gave people Qanun, a law. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the only man who gave people a comprehensive law which covered all aspects of life. You know, the law which is in place in many parts of the world now is based on what was referred to as the Roman law. Roman law is the foundation of global law in most parts of the world. Roman law was compiled, put together by a Roman emperor, Justinian. It's called Justinian Codex. And that even Justinian did not present Roman law. Roman law had evolved over centuries. Justinian just put it together, and then that various nations have built up and modified and adapted Roman law to suit their own needs. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is the only man in history to present a complete code of life and law, implement it in his society and establish a state where that law is implemented. Musa alayhi salam is another man who was given law, but Musa alayhi salam did not get an opportunity to establish a state where that law was implemented. Because when Musa alayhi salam led Bani Israel out of Egypt, they went out and they refused to go back to their land, which Allah wanted to give them, because they had to fight, they weren't ready to fight. So Allah was angry, so Allah made it haram upon them. فَإِنَّهَا مُحَرَّمَةٌ عَلَيْهِمْ 40 سَنَةً. 40 years they wandered away, they wandered in wilderness in Sinai. And then Musa alayhi salam passed away, Harun alayhi salam passed away, Allah raised Yusha alayhi salam, who was then able to lead them back. So Musa alayhi salam did not get an opportunity to implement that law in his state. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is the only man in the history of humanity who actually gave people a complete code and then implemented it in a society and put it in a society where people were willing to accept and follow that law. And Rasulullah led by example. Rasulullah led by example to such an extent. There was a time when a woman stole. This is mentioned in Bukhari, Muslim and others, many books of hadith, this incident. A woman stole, and so she was daughter of a prominent man. And so the punishment for stealing is chopping off the hands. So people got together and they presented Usama ibn Zayd radiallahu anhu to request Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam to waive the punishment. So when Usama came to request Rasulullah, they said, well, people are requesting Ya Rasulullah, please let it go. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, oh people, this is how the nations before you were destroyed. They had different standards for different people. Different law for the rich, different law for the poor, different sets of rules. Allah doesn't like that. لو أن فاطمة بنت محمد سرقت لقطعت يدها. You talking about this? If my daughter Fatima had stolen, I would have cut her hands. Rasulullah led by example. Our leaders, unfortunately, I'm not pro or anti Imran, I'm just stating Imran Khan's, stating the fact, reality. Imran Khan, our leader in Pakistan, is promising to establish an Islamic status, Riyasat of Medina. But Imran Khan himself, he abolished every, trampled over every law when he was doing the Dharna in Islamabad many years ago. He said, people, don't pay electricity bill, don't pay gas bill, no one should pay income tax. And then he set the bill on fire. So if a man himself is breaking every law in the book, then what respect has he got left? I know brothers have, there are fans, die-hard fans of Imran Khan, and they think he's the best in going. Allah Alam. But I'm saying, Rasulullah led by example. The law Rasulullah gave in the time of Hazrat Umar, that was implemented throughout the Islamic world. Hazrat Umar looked up to them. People had so much respect and faith. Umar radiallahu anhu in his time, he would walk at night around Medina. One night, he came across a household where a mother and daughter were arguing. And the mother was saying to the daughter, give me some water, I want to add it to the milk. And the daughter said, Amir al-Mu'mineen said you shouldn't add water to the milk. The mother said, well, Amir al-Mu'mineen is not here. He can't see. And the daughter said, Amir al-Mu'mineen is not here, but his Lord can see. Umar can't see and might not know, but Allah knows. Umar was so impressed with this. He marked that house. And in the morning he sent for that girl. Allah, and as Umar had his son, and then he went up to the house and requested for the girl's hand in marriage for his own son or his grandson. Allahu Akbar. And it was from that line that Allah then raised Umar bin Abdul Aziz rahimahullah. Such pious people and such pious children. So Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam present, and then he was in the time of Umar radiallahu anhu. Islam that really became a true and global force. Many of the promises Allah made with Rasulullah, the fact Islam will become prominent, Islam will become dominant, Islam will gain honor and izzat and be dominant, not just as a religion to be practiced in the masjid or on the musalla, but social affairs. Umar radiallahu anhu gave people Baytul Mal. Before Hazrat Umar there was no Baytul Mal. Whatever sadaqats were collected, Rasulullah would dispose of them instantly. There were many people in need, तो जिस तरह जो भी आता है, हुजूर फौरन उसको तकसीम फरमा देते थे. In the time of Hazrat Abu Bakr was the same. Hazrat Umar realized now there was so much going on, needed to be more organized. So Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu established Baitul Mal. He established allowances. In the West, many countries in the West became welfare states with child benefit and others. Umar radiallahu anhu established these 1400 years ago. Where was the inspiration that he got that from? Being so close. Rasulullah said, Wallahu ja'ala al-haqqa ala lisani Umar wa qalbi. Allah has put haqq on the tongue and heart of Umar. Umar wasn't just a worshipper. Umar was a worshipper. He would pray to Allah, would listen to his du'as. And one of Umar's wish for him to die a shaheed. Rasulullah had already stated Umar will die a shaheed. Once Rasulullah went to Uhud. Rasulullah used to go to Uhud quite frequently because that's where the battle of Uhud took place. Rasulullah's uncle, as Hamza, is buried there. The martyrs of Uhud. Rasulullah would go and pray for them. If those who've been to Masjid al-Nabi, you go there, and when you come out of the masjid on the opposite side to Qibla, you know, you come to the opposite side, which is known as Bar Malik Fahad. On that side of Markaziyah, where the big hotels are put together, on that side you can see the red mountain in front, that's Uhud. In many hadiths, Rasulullah has expressed the reward for many good deeds as equivalent to Mount Uhud. Rasulullah said Mount Uhud is a mountain of paradise. Mount Uhud loves us and we love Uhud. Rasulullah used to go to Uhud quite frequently. And once he went and then he mounted Uhud. So Uhud, realizing Rasulullah is on top of it, started shaking with joy. Rasulullah said, Uthbut ya Uhud, calm down Uhud. فَإِنَّ عَلَيْكَ نَبِيٌّ وَصَدِيقٌ وَشَهِيدًا. Verily upon you there is a Nabi, Sadiq and two Shaheeds. Rasulullah was accompanied by Abu Bakr, Umar and Usman radiallahu anhu. Rasulullah, the Nabi, Abu Bakr Siddiq and the two Shaheeds, Umar and Usman. So as Umar was aware eventually he would be martyred. But he used to make dua. Allahumma arzuqni shahadatan fi sabilik waj'al mawti fi baladi rasulik. Ya Allah, I want to die a shaheed in your path, and I want to die in Medina. Sahaba would say it, amazing. When amazement, Umar, you want to die a shaheed and you want to die in Medina, you've got to be joking. You want to die a shaheed, you've got to go to the borders. If you're in Medina, Medina is Darul Aman, there's no fighting here, you can't die a shaheed here. As Umar used to say, Allah will give me shahadat and Allah will give me shahadat in Medina. He went to Hajj, he was coming back from Hajj en route. MashaAllah, he ruled for 11 years almost. And MashaAllah, Islam spread almost 2.5 million square miles. All over Arabia, MashaAllah, from Persia right almost to Central Africa and up north to where Turkey, with the borders of Turkey. Allahu Akbar, such an empire he built up. And Umar radiallahu anhu, when he was returning from Hajj, he stopped at a place and he looked up. Ya Allah, I'm growing old. My senses are giving way. My thoughts are scattered. Ya Allah, take me away before it's too late. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has prohibited us from praying for death. Hadith in Bukhari, لا يتمنى أحدكم الموت. None of you should wish for death, because of hardship. But if you have to pray because you are overpowered with difficulties, whatever, and then Rasulullah said, if you have to pray, then you can pray like this. Allahumma ahyini ma kanat al-hayatu khayran li wa tawaffani idha kanat al-wafatu khayran li. Ya Allah, keep me alive as long as it is better for me to live, and when it's better for me to go, leave, then Ya Allah, take me away. You should say, Ya Allah, give me death. But you can say, Ya Allah, only keep me alive as long as it is better for me to live, and when it's better for me to go, then take me away. And another wonderful dua, Allahumma ja'al al-hayata ziyadatan lana fi kulli khayr, waj'al al-mawta rahatan lana min kulli shar. Ya Allah, make our life a means of increase in all goodness, and make our death comfort from all hardships and problems. Such wonderful du'as from Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Sahaba used to make du'as, wish for du'as. Before the battle of Uhud started, first battle was Badr, second battle was Uhud. we make du'as for nice things and life and other good things. Sahaba used to wish for other things. Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu is a prominent Sahabi from the Ashra al-Bashar, one of the very senior Sahabis. When they were getting ready for Battle of Uhud, Hazrat Sa'd was standing next to a man, his name is Abdullah bin Jahsh. Abdullah bin Jahsh said to him, you know, Sa'd, let's make dua. Each one of us make a dua and the other say Ameen. He said, okay, no problem. So he said, okay, Sa'd, you go first. So the Sa'd made a dua, Ya Allah, when the battle starts, send a powerful, strong enemy to face me. And let him attack me with full force, power, strength. And then give me the ability to repel his attack with even more strength. And then, Ya Allah, give me the strength to kill him and take whatever he has. Abdullah bin Jahsh said, Ameen. So he said, now your turn. So Abdullah made dua, Ya Allah, when the battle starts, send some strong man to face me. Ya Allah, make him attack me with strength and force. And Ya Allah, give me more strength to return his attack with even more strength. And give him more strength than to repel my attack. And then kill me. And then chop off my nose, take out my eyes, cut off my ears. And Ya Allah, tomorrow when I appear in your court, Ya Allah, and you ask me, Abdullah, what happened to you? Ya Allah, I want to say it was done for your pleasure. And then Ya Allah, I want you to say, oh Abdullah, you are right. You did it for my pleasure. We make dua for comfort, luxury, to live, enjoy. They used to make dua to die, to be killed in the path. In the time of Hazrat Umar, when the Muslims were fighting the Romans at Yarmouk, some of the Sahaba who took part in there one of them was Ikrimah bin Abi Jahl. You know Ikrimah bin Abi Jahl, son of Abu Jahl. Because the Romans were 200,000, Muslims were only 30,000. So initially the battle was very fierce. In some parts of the battlefield, the Romans had the upper hand. So Ikrimah, he saw that the Romans were advancing towards the Muslims. So he shouted out, who is willing to give me hand to fight till the last breath? 400 people became ready with him to fight till the last breath in the battle of Yarmouk with Ikrimah. And then Ikrimah addressed the non-Muslims, the Christians. He said, oh you Christians, there was a time when I fought the Prophet of Allah. Well, implying when he was not Muslim, but Badr with his father. He said, I have fought against the Prophet of Allah, so don't think I'm going to turn my back to fighting with you. So all these 400 who gave their hands in the hands of Ikrimah bin Abi Jahl, one after the other, they gave their lives. Khalid ibn Walid was the commander in this. So then he was going around, checking. He saw Ikrimah's body in a pile of bodies. Ikrimah hadn't breathed his last. He gave him some water to drink, Allahu Akbar. And Ikrimah said to Khalid, Khalid, you know Umar was wrong, he says we don't die. We want to die. We've proven to Allah that we are willing to die for the sake of Allah. They wanted to die for the sake of Allah. We want to enjoy life. Umar radiallahu anhu came, Ya Allah, take me away before it's too late. Umar radiallahu anhu came back to Medina. There was a Persian slave, his name was Firoz al-Bululu. Ulama have written, it's not good to name your son Firoz. There are a number of names which are quite common in Asian culture. One is Parvez. Parvez is not a good name to keep. Parvez was the Persian ruler. When Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam sent him a letter, he tore up Rasulullah's letter. So Rasulullah said, Allah will tear up his kingdom. And Allah tore their kingdom apart. So in our culture, in Pakistani Indian culture, Parvez is a common name. But whoever's Parvez, very difficult to find anything good in them. Parvez here, I'm sorry, but this is what ulama have been writing. There was Parvez, he tore up Rasulullah's letter. There was another Parvezi, he started a fitna. They don't accept hadith of Rasulullah. They saw hadith is just made up. They are referred to as Parvezis. There was another Parvez, his name was Musharraf. If you Google the biggest, I'll put the link if you want, the biggest scandal in Pakistan history, Pervez Musharraf. He sold the Pakistani bank, Habib Bank, it was worth 9 billion. He sold it for 300 million to Ismailis, to Aga Khan. And those 9 billions would have helped to build 5 motorways, thousands of schools, many hospitals, but Musharraf got a backhander from Ismailis and he gave 9 billion worth of Pakistan's state bank to Ismailis, Aga Khan, for 300 million. So any Pervez, be careful. And another one is Feroz. Feroz, killer of Umar. Another name people don't keep anymore is Yazid. I'm not telling you to keep Yazid. You know, people don't keep Yazid. But if you're not going to keep Yazid, don't keep Pervez and don't keep Musharraf. Not Musharraf. Don't keep Pervez and don't keep Feroz. Feroz, killer of Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu. Hazrat Umar was coming. He was slave of Sa'd bin Abi Waqqas radiallahu anhu. Hazrat Sa'd had made a deal with him. He had known him. He was the conqueror of Persia. So Abu Lulu, he came in the share of Hazrat Sa'd. He was an expert carpenter. So the Sa'd told him he'd be good for the Muslims of Medina. He'd do things for them and he'd teach them. So he sent him back to Medina and made a deal with him. And the deal was, although you're a slave, but I'll allow you to go and work, make a living for yourself, providing you give me a daily allowance. So he made a deal with him, certain amount. And this Abu Lulu, Feroz Abu Lulu, he was greedy, so he thought Hazrat Sa'd was demanding too much. So he complained to Hazrat Umar that Sa'd is overcharging me. Hazrat Umar had given him such firasat, hindsight, understanding. He could x-ray people through. Just look at them and know what they're all about. So Hazrat Umar realized, he's pushing his luck. So he rejected his appeal. So Abu Lulu developed a grudge against Hazrat Umar. And he said to him, and on another occasion Hazrat Umar requested for a hand grinding mill to be made for him. He said, I'll make you a hand grinding mill, alright. What he meant was, I'm going to grind you and kill you. So Hazrat Umar became aware that he doesn't have good intentions for me. So Abu Lulu made a plan to kill Hazrat Umar. Hazrat Umar had just come back from Hajj. Only a few days had passed. And then Hazrat Umar would lead people in Salat himself. Fajr, he would pray long rakats. He would recite Surah Taha, Surah Kahf, Surah Yusuf in one rakat. Half juz. Nowadays, mashallah, if you recite 3 pages, mashallah, Imam Sahib, please man, take it easy with us. Generally, you should take it easy. Rasulullah said, when you lead people in Salat, then take it easy with them, But they had love for Quran, they liked reading, they liked listening. Someone like Umar reading Allahu Akbar. He used to recite, and Quran, he used to cry when he would recite. And his crying would be heard in the last saf. And sometimes he would cry so much he would fall in for days. When you've been crying, you feel drained. So Hazrat Umar, when he would lead Salat, he would cry so much he would fall in. So he was stepping forward to lead Fajr. At the time, there were no lamps and lights in the masjid. They would pray in darkness. He wanted to read long surahs, so they would start early. When he was stepping forward, Abu Lulu would come wrapped around and with intention to stab Hazrat Umar. He had prepared a dagger, dipped it in poison and sharpened it. So dipped it in poison so that even if a scratch is done, the poison will do the job. And so Hazrat Umar, when he was about to step forward, he pulled forward and he stabbed Hazrat Umar repeatedly in his stomach. His intestines came out, and Hazrat Umar then realized that he will taste of the death, and his time had come, and his dua had been accepted. And then, as we mentioned earlier, he wanted to be buried next to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So somebody said, people criticize. There are many who curse Hazrat Umar, and subhanallah, our Tabligh brothers, mashallah, they go around knocking on people's doors, inviting people to masjid. Usually they go around the same route, same houses, same people, same faces, but sometimes they strike it lucky. They meet somebody new. And then that new, mashallah, man, he comes and his life changes. And many times, mashallah, he becomes very good and pious. And then sometimes, many years down the line, he comes face to face with the man who first came to knock on his door. And then, mashallah, brother, you remember me? Who are you, man? Don't you came to my house many years ago, man? Because Allah bless you, mashallah. Because of you and your dua and your love, Allah changed me, Allah gave me hidayah. Sometimes it happens like this. So a man, if Allah blesses you through someone, for you, he's a big sheikh, he's, mashallah, he's your grand sheikh, like. Providing you've got some goodness within you. I mean, sharafat ho, or kuch akal ho, kuch ghairat ho, kuch namak halali ho. I'm not someone who's namak haram or, traitor or someone. Like a dog who eats in the same plate and then urinates in the same plate. If you have respect for people, then someone done you good, you respect them. If Allah has guided you through someone, you honor them, mashallah. So if these people had any shame, any goodness, they would pray for Umar. Umar, Allah bless you. Because of you, Allah sent Islam to Iran. Allah put Islam in Iraq because of Umar. But instead of praising Umar and praying for him, they built a shrine to honor the killer of Umar. If you Google Firoz Abu Lulu, you will see a shrine. It looks like a masjid. But that's the shrine of Abu Lulu, Majusi, who killed Hazrat Umar radiallahu anhu. So in Iran, if they had shame, they would pray for Umar, Ya Allah, because of Umar, Islam came to our shores, our country. Honor him. But instead, they hate him. And they curse him. So Umar radiallahu anhu, finally, if anybody's got a problem with Umar, Rasulullah has given the reason. Sahih hadith, Rasulullah said, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِي بِيَدِهِ, I swear by him who holds my life in his hands. مَا لَقِيَكْ Umar, مَا لَقِيَكْ الشَّيْطَانُ سَالِكًا فَجًّا قَطْ إِلَّا وَسَلَكَ فَجًّا غَيْرَ فَجِّكَ. Umar, I swear by Allah who holds my life in his hands, when you walk a path, shaitan goes the other way. So Umar is the test between you, whether you're a friend of Allah or you're a friend of shaitan. When Umar walks a path, if anybody's got a problem with Umar, then you know he's a friend of Allah, shaitan. Because Umar is definitely a friend of Allah. Because Allah puts in the heart of Umar only what is haqq. Wallahu ja'ala al-haqqa ala lisan Umar wa qalbi. Umar's heart is so pure. Umar's tongue is so pure. Only haqq flows on the tongue and heart of Umar. So when Umar's done something, there used to be time when when Islam spread and people who know a little bit of knowledge, or this Rasulullah did this, Umar did this, so we got to follow Rasulullah. Who is Umar? Sahaba used to say, what do you know about Rasulullah? You think you know Rasulullah better than Umar? Who can know Rasulullah better than Umar radiallahu anhu? So come every Ramadan and other places, mashallah, arguments, what Tarawih like Madana was saying, what sunnah, 8 rakat or 20 rakat? Well, what did Umar play? That's the test. Because Rasulullah said, what Umar done, that is haqq. And there's a difference. Sometimes people say, oh, talaq, 3 talaqs in one sitting. Rasulullah said one, in the time of Rasulullah was 1, Umar made it 3. Well, Rasulullah said Umar is on haqq. All the Sahaba agreed Umar is on haqq. So if Rasulullah is on haqq and what he said is haqq, then Umar said is haqq. Ye hazur ki hadith hai, hamari to nahi na. Hazur ne fahma ke Allah Ta'ala Umar ki zaban aur dil par haqq hi jari karta hai. So when Umar agreed something, every Sahabi agreed, not a single person raised a single objection anywhere. So what does it prove? What is haqq? What Umar did is haqq. My teacher, Mama Fatima Musa, may Allah bless him, he's presently very ill. He's written a book. He's presented 24 examples from Sahih Hadith, in which Sahaba say, Rasulullah did this, so did Abu Bakr and Umar. Rasulullah did this, so did Abu Bakr and Umar. Rasulullah did this, so did Abu Bakr and Umar. Well, when you are saying what Rasulullah did, so why mention Abu Bakr and Umar? Because even Sahaba used to know, if Rasulullah has done something, then it's a possibility it might have been mansukh or matruk. Because many things Rasulullah did, mansukh, matruk. But if Rasulullah did something, then Abu Bakr and Umar also endorsed it, then that means it's proof. It's neither mansukh nor matruk, it's established and continued. The fact that Abu Bakr and Umar did something, that is what Sahaba used to do. Finally, one man said, you know, the people who hate Hazrat Umar, they're a special breed. They have some hatred for Hazrat Umar. And they claim love for Hazrat Ali. And in supposed love for Hazrat Ali, they hate Hazrat Umar. They say, you know why we love Hazrat Ali? Hazrat Ali was so brave. He was always by Rasulullah's side throughout his life. We said, we salute Hazrat Ali with both hands. Hazrat Ali ki kya shaan? Hum dono haathon se Hazrat Ali ko salam karte hain. That Hazrat Ali was by Rasulullah's side throughout his life. But Abu Bakr and Umar, they weren't with Rasulullah only when Rasulullah was alive. Abu Bakr and Umar, they didn't abandon and turn their backs to Rasulullah even after they died. Where is Abu Bakr and Umar now? Where is Umar now? Next to Rasulullah. Bhi 1400 saal ho gaye, Hazrat Umar kahan hai? Where is Umar? 1400 years have gone by. Next to Rasulullah. And Rasulullah said on the day of Qiyamah, he was going once, Abu Bakr on his right, Umar on his left, he put his hand on their shoulders. His hakada nubasi yawm al-qiyamah. This is how we will rise on the day of Qiyamah as well. Abu Bakr and Umar have been with Rasulullah. They were with Rasulullah throughout their lives. They were with Rasulullah in their art, in the grave with Rasulullah. They will rise with Rasulullah on the day of Qiyamah. And then be with Rasulullah on the pond and beyond for eternity. So if anybody burns at the name of Abu Bakr and Umar, then he can burn all the way to hell. Allah have mercy upon us and guide us. Subhanallah, alhamdulillah, wa bihamdihi, nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, nastaghfiruka.